What's up with y'all? What's up, family? What's cracking? So, check this out, man. I've been hearing these Hebrews on the internet just blindly aligning themselves with stupidity when really all you got to do is a simple Google search, simple YouTube search, and you can get informed about this information, okay? To jump out there and say that you support Hitler, you agree with Hitler, and all this kind of stuff is asinine and absolutely ridiculous. I'm about to put up here on the screen a simple Google search. There are there are tons of videos on YouTube of black Holocaust survivors, blacks who are old now, but in that time they saw their parents murdered in the streets, grandparents murdered in the streets, sent off to concentration camps. These people were hunted. Hitler said himself that blacks all around the world were lower than Jewish people. He had more humane respect for Jews than he did for blacks. Hitler said himself out of his own mouth, sorry about that. Hitler said himself out of his own mouth that he admires and respected American slavery as well as Jim Crow. And that went on to influence some of the blueprints for the way that he went about persecuting black folks and Jewish folks during the Holocaust, okay? Black people, when you blindly align yourself with something, with an ideology or a person or genocide or anything that everybody else knows is anti-black, and you're standing publicly, it's recorded, it's all over the airways, etc., and saying that you support an anti-black narrative, do y'all understand the magnitude and the message that that sends out to the rest of the world? It's reiterating and reminding and letting everybody know that these black folk ain't no threat. They dumb as a motherfucker. We all have access to information in the palm of our hands. When you hear something, it literally takes 2.5 seconds to just, I mean, if you can't type, do a goddamn a voice search. Did Hitler like blacks? Did blacks die in the Holocaust? One other point I wanted to make. During World War II, a lot of American black men fought during that war on the American side, okay? When prisoners of war were captured on the American side and sent to concentration camps or just their, different areas that they had designated for the American prisoners of war. Do y'all know that they separated the black Americans from the white Americans? Do y'all know that the white Americans were actually treated very humanely? Do y'all know that the black Americans who were separated from their white counterparts were only fed once every 3 days? If they were lucky enough, and I use that term very lightly, if they were lucky enough to be captured, blacks were lucky enough to be captured and sent to these prisoner of war camps to be held until the war was over. Do y'all know that countless amounts of experiments, inhumane, degrading, and just psychotic experiments were done only on the American black POWs? Did y'all know that? Hitler was quarterbacking this whole thing, y'all. So to stand on the corner and say, I support Hitler, I align with Hitler, that's right, and all that kind of bullshit, you're basically letting everybody know that this group is stupid as fuck, will not do an ounce of due diligence to research anything, and will just blindly follow someone into a burning goddamn house. Now, I'm not saying I disagree with Kanye. I actually support him. He's black, so I'm going to support him regardless. But I'm really hoping and praying that he has somebody in his camp or in his life that he trusts that can correct him behind closed doors. Kanye is not above being corrected. We don't need to bash, slander, or come against this man in the public eye. But what he said about Hitler is just, it's completely anti-black. And it contradicts anything he's ever said about being for black people, period. Hitler was a persecutor of black folk, period. I'm going to see if I can find a clip here, but there are videos online on YouTube, easy to find, of black Holocaust survivors telling detailed stories, detailed accounts of what they went through during the goddamn Holocaust, what they seen their parents go through, their grandparents. It wasn't just Jews being persecuted. Hitler said once again that blacks were lower than Jews. And we're not talking about blacks in Germany, we're talking about globally. And the reason for this, and I'll try to find the source material to show y'all to back up what I'm saying, because I read this somewhere. But anyway, the reason why he said blacks were lower was because of the mixing. Now, at that time, Germany had a huge, I don't want to say problem, but society where there was a lot of interracial offspring. And in some of these videos online, you can see this because they actually go out and they interview these folks who are, some of them 60, 70, 80 years old now. So he saw black blood, black DNA as a threat to what his goal was. And we all know that was some sort of Aryan purity. So logically, doesn't it, just use your common sense here. Wouldn't it make sense that he wouldn't want black folk anywhere near his Aryan objective? So anyways, y'all, I had to make this video because I keep seeing this stuff all over the place. I even got into a conversation with a friend of mine on Facebook yesterday. And he was, this is a smart brother too. Very smart brother, man. Beautiful brother. But he was, in my opinion, blindly aligning himself with this stuff, man. And it's like with all the information this brother has to offer he said he read Mein Kampf, which is Hitler's book. Goddamn, if it's not in that book, it's not nowhere else because it's there. I suggest if y'all want something to read to find out more about Hitler, read that book. It's his book. He wrote it while he was in prison. I think he was locked up for about 4 years. It took him 2 years to write the book. And it's a detailed account. It's his projection on what he wanted to achieve and accomplish when he got out, etc., etc. Read that book. Guys, we got to do the research, man. And this is just surface level research that will completely debunk what this man has to say. In this case, in this situation, the enemy of my enemy is not my friend. Because that enemy / friend has already written a book and predestined what he wants to do to you and your people. And that's all over the world. So anyways, y'all, peace.